Hello and welcome to day 4 of Vlogtober. It is Friday, October 4th. It's a beautiful day, so I thought I would sit out on my patio. And today, I thought I would share a little bit about my involvement in the podcasting, blogging, and things world. Kind of do a little blast from the past, not only for you, but for myself. So I've been knitting since 2002. And in 2003, I started a blog called The Neophyte Knitter. And I had that blog apparently 8 years. So that was back when blogs were everything. And you had like the ring and you were part of it, and you would just like click on the ring and it would bring you to the next person in the knitting ring. And that's how you kind of went around and did blogs. And I started, obviously, Neophyte Knitter was because I was a brand new knitter. I didn't know that much. And I had that, as I said, for 8 years. And when I decided to take it down, I actually took all of my entries, because they were basically like my diary. There's a lot of life stuff and everything in there. And I did a book. So I thought I would dig it out. I had to go find it. It's in a box with old stuff in the garage, and kind of go from there. So my first entry was July 7th, 2003. And I basically said, I been looking at the wonderful knitting blogs for ages, actually a few months, and talented people inspired me to be creative and branch out on my knitting. And then I talked about how I had started knitting in November 2002, and from Knitting for Dummies, which is how I taught myself the book, and then said that the knitting book bit me hard. In the intervening months, I built up quite a little stash, did a ton of scarves, a few blankets, some hats, and I'm now working on my first sock, first shawl, and first garment. So that was just a few months after I started knitting. And then I have a lot of entries between here and there. The only thing that was really sad about this is the pictures that I embedded in my entries didn't come through, but I figured the words would be good. And mostly this was about my knitting, but there is a lot of little life stuff in here. I went through 2 major relationships during this time, moving around, got cats. And I pretty much was a pretty consistent blogger until 2009, and then I stopped for a long time. Looks like April, May 2009 is the last time I was consistent, and then I had just kind of one more blog post in 2010 where I kind of shut it down. But reading through this, like, one of my first projects was the Wool Peddler shawl. Do you remember that book? That was back when you used to do everything from books, and then different projects and tanks and blogiversaries, and it's crazy. I'm probably gonna flip through this a little more before I put it away, just to kind of, memory lane. And I figured I would have this, when I really want to go through stuff and much longer from now, and kind of remind, I forgot, I used to do knitting review books. I used to review all these books. Basically, anytime I got a book, I did an actual review on my blog, and I used to write them up. That is so funny. Then I decided podcasts had made their way, and after going to my first knitting retreat in, I think it was 2012, I decided to start an audio podcast, and that's where I started the Hollywood Knitter audio podcast. And I started that in May of 2011, and I did 67 episodes of that before I stopped in September of 2015. And again, that was because 2015 is when video blogging started making more of the rounds, and it was faster for me. Putting together audio and editing audio was taking a lot longer than the video does. This goes, as you can see, I do minimal editing. It's kind of just there and up. And so in January 2016 is when I started the video version of the Hollywood Knitter that you are viewing most likely now. And I've done 49 episodes today. I just actually recorded a video today that will be up later. This particular vlog will probably be up in a few days. So yeah, I have been around knitting and the knitting kind of online community for a long time. Never been extremely active. I don't have a ton of followers, and I used to actually do like more reviews and had people sending things to me. And then I moved away from that and more into this just being more of a video diary of what's going on and a way to keep up with friends I've either met at different retreats or just people who enjoy this kind of, you know, thing. And I have quite a few people I follow that are just sort of like that I've never met in real life, but I just like keeping up on them and their lives and seeing kind of their knitting. So yeah, so that's all I kind of got for you today. I hope everyone is having a beautiful Friday, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye. So it is Saturday, October 5th, and I'm just going to show you some quick video. Today I spent time going through and putting all my clothes away. I switched from my summer, put away some of my summer clothes, put out a few more of my winter clothes, and then also went through and pulled out a lot of stuff that is a little too small for me. Like most people, I fluctuate in pounds or so, and so I have a lot of pants that fit certain weights and not at others, and so they are all nicely, neatly into one container in my closet, and as I fluctuate back down, which I'm sure I will, then I will pull them out and use them. And then I went through knitwear and everything else, and so I'm all ready and everything is clean for me to pack for my trip. All right, bye guys. So I'm going through all of my knitwear. Well, I'm going through all of my clothes, but my knitwear, and I am impressed. Look at how many sweaters I have and knit stuff. It hits me. I always think that I don't have a lot of knits that I wear, which is true because I don't wear a lot of these, unfortunately, because sweaters, it's not necessary in California. But I also have some more shirts in here. I have more cardigans here. I have a shawl. I have a sweater. This is how I store my knits in my closet, is I just got this little shelf thing and I have my knits there. And then I have a drawer, which is empty right now, of my knits. But I'm going through them and putting away some summer knits that I know I definitely won't wear. I am putting some knits away that are a little too small for me right now, so they'll go into storage. And then looking at all my beautiful sweaters that I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to take next week. Anyways, here's my bedroom, all clean. All my drawers are neat. All my clothes are in now. And I thought I would just show you this is how I store my shawls. It's like ties, or I'm not really sure what it's for, but I just throw my shawls through there. They're just kind of looped in. My many, many colorful shawls. And I do wear these a lot in the wintertime. And my cart has all my knit hats on that second one, and then I have some scarves and stuff on the bottom one. My humidifier, my new eyeball shawl, and a bag I need to put away. So yeah, my knitwear. Excited. This is day 6 of Vlogtober. It's actually the next day, but I didn't have a chance to record a little intro, so I have some quick videos from Sunday. Some early morning with me and the kitty, and then I went to the LAFC soccer game, so there's some footage from the LAFC game. LA is MLS, Los Angeles Football Club, and we have season tickets, and this was the final game of the regular season. Pretty exciting because our main guy, Carlos Vela, ended up getting the Golden Boot, which means he scored the most goals in the season, and he actually has the record now. I think he has 32 or 33. So that was exciting. He scored 3 goals in the game. And then we are #1 seed for the playoffs, which start in a few weeks. So anyways, enjoy. A little early morning, Sunday morning cat snuggles, and my video game obsession, which is Star Wars. Yes, I play it every day. I'm part of a guild.
I'm crazy, but I like it. It's enjoy. I'm on auto right now. I'm using my Jedi Knight Ray team to beat some General Grievous who just got killed. And then this is my cat Cloudy, who wants some love this morning, so she's sitting. She's gonna turn around soon.
It is Monday, October 7th, and I'm going to share I went to Joann's today. So there'll be some little footage afterwards, but I want to show you what I picked up. I specifically went to get yarn for my niece to make some gifts. Now, I'm planning on doing like a hat and I think a baby vertebrae, and normally I would use my stash, but my sister is allergic to wool. So the baby may or may not be, but I figured probably shouldn't get something that my sister is allergic to for the baby. And so I wanted to pick up some fun colored yarn, acrylic yarn, to knit some things with. So I want to show you what I got. I picked up this Red Heart Roll With It tweed, which is this great big wheel of acrylic yarn. And you notice how they're doing, I haven't been to Joann's in probably, I don't know, 6 months more. And there were a lot of these kind of yarns that I kind of equate with Spin Cycle, like the marled kind of two mixed together yarns. There were quite a few, both Lion Brand, Red Heart, and things that were doing these kind of yarns. So that's kind of cool that you could do that kind of project in a very affordable yarn. So I picked up this. I'm not sure which I'm gonna do with this. I think I'm leaning towards like a hat that I'll do with it. I also picked up another yarn in these cool colors, also another 100% acrylic. This is Red Heart Unforgettable, and this has got these cool colors. This is all of my, I go through Joann's and do this as my test to make sure that it is next to Skin Soft. And so this is another thing that's going to become some type of project for her. I like that it had some of the pink. My sister is having a girl and she's very into more of the gender normative kind of colors for girls. When my niece was born, my sister's into pink anyways, and so the baby will be in pink until she's of an age where she can choose not to. Like my 10-year-old niece now, she is very not into pink anymore. She's into black and goth and dark things. But anyway, so this one is another one I picked up. And then I think for the baby vertebrae, I picked up some Karen Simply Soft, which is a yarn that I use to make quite a few projects for my sister out of, cowls and things like that. She likes it. It's obviously extremely affordable and holds up really well. So I got this. It's called Karen Simply Soft Speckle. And so it's just like light pink with these little pink speckles. So I think that's going to become a baby vertebrae. Then I also kind of hit the clearance section, and they had some Patton's Croy on clearance. And so this is normally, I think, $4.99, and it was on sale for $2.97. And then I got an additional 25% off. So for $4.50 in materials, I have a pair of socks. So I got this one, which is gonna stripe up into some kind of blues, and then I picked up another one that's called amethyst stripes, and so these are gonna be amethyst stripes. All of this yarn, because I had Joanna's great for, you know, 50% off coupons and then percentage off clearance, I got all of that yarn for 20 bucks. Can't beat that. I almost got some yarn for like making her blanket. There was some really nice, it's almost like a crushed velvet. And then I was like, I'm not gonna make her a blanket. I just, no, just no. As much as I would like it, they have a lot of blankets. My mom is a quilter, and so she gets a lot that way. So I think I'm gonna try to cast these on and bring them with me. If I could accomplish and knit a hat and the baby vertebrae while I'm on vacation, that would be great, because then I could leave it there. But if not, I can always ship it to her. And then I have Patton's Core. These are going to be really great vanilla socks for one of the things I was saying in my stash is I'm lacking just vanilla sock yarn. So Patton Croy is obviously something readily available and holds up very well. It's a 75% wool, 25% nylon. The other thing I kind of want to show you is I in preparation for travel, I decided this time, normally one of the things I do when I travel on these trips is I buy like a box of prepackaged tea, and I thought I would be a little greener this time, plus I have a lot of loose leaf, so instead I'm going to bring some of the smaller packets of my loose leaf, and I bought a new very kind of large tea to make to the tea, and it's got the thing, and I actually got it on Amazon for like 2 of these for $5, and so I'm gonna put one in my travel and always bring it with me when I travel. And then the other thing I got that I've been wanting is a travel water bottle that would also be able to have hot things, and so also on Amazon, my favorite thing to do, I got this one in black, and it has a hard here where you're holding it, which is good, and then this is all very flexible, and then I really like it comes down and compacts, because I like travel that are, you know, international travel and things like that, and compacts into a really small, and it has a carbonate. Apparently I can't say that word today, to hook on onto things. So I'm really excited to use that, and I'm getting excited and getting ready for my trip. I leave in 3 days, and so I will probably tomorrow start packing some stuff and putting it away, and getting it all into my new carry-on suitcase. So that's all I got for today. I'm gonna put this all up and get it all out and put this up for the last few days of vlogging. Bye guys. This is some interesting yarn. Sunlit activated, even on cloudy days, but it's 100% acrylic. Interesting. Pretty well stocked needles, better than I've seen in a while. I was gonna get myself some crochet hooks, but I'll wait. And then my favorite part, notions, little notions. I like checking to see if there's any kind of new things that came out, and there's actually a new clover I haven't seen, a circular stitch holder where it has a needle on one end and you thread it through a little green thing, but my interchangeables serve the same purpose, so I will resist